Hi, just looking at the Australian dollar here on Wednesday the 6th. Just been looking at the trade since the open, which has been a pretty straight up, as we've seen dollars come out of the Dixie, out of the USD, and our pair has been rising. Here we've got a couple of indicators here. Our time lag indicator, which has various amortized time layers, the thickest line being the surface liquidity. It's normalized over the last 8 periods through to the thinnest line, which is normalized against 500 previous periods. A little bit like a moving average, but not really. It's just showing the strength relative to those periods. And then again, this is over 15 periods. This is a regular liquidity. It's really just set up there so you can look at what's been happening over the last 3 weeks, so we can try to iron out the different days of the week. Above the line here is more selling, and below the line is buying. And again, red is selling here and green is buying. So the strongest is this buying on the surface here. We can see at the close and the open of the global futures exchange yesterday in the Australian dollar, or sorry, this morning, between yesterday's New York Stock Exchange and this morning's Australasian exchanges, we can see that we had a little bit of a dip and a buy. And if we went and had a look at that, even though it looks very solid sell there, and which it was a sell as people closed their positions for the day. If we went and had a look in very close here in the 1 minute, we can see that there was very little price action during that period, and it did drift back up before we started to see some more buying. It's bounced around a little bit, but as we can see during the day, most of the day it stayed below the line. It is getting close towards the end of this run here. As we can see, it's oscillating much more evenly now, and that probably just tells us that the drive isn't actually coming from this indicator here, it's coming from elsewhere. So if we just said, well, what's the other side of the USD here? We'll go to the Dixie complex, the US dollar complex, and we can see here we've had a really strong selling in the Dixie in the other side, and we can see it's all above the line here in the irregular liquidity, and that's borne out in this similar sort of oscillation that we're starting to get here going through the day. I think I must have had that in the 2 minute zone. Oh, here we go. We can see this oscillation as it gets up to the top. Maybe it was even the 1 minute zone that I was looking at. And so those changes are ironed out. Now, for staying in a trade, I would usually trade this in the 5 minutes. 2 minutes is a bit close together. 15 is a bit too far apart. 10, it's really telling you that the trade's almost over, unless you were watching the other side of the Dixie. That's fine. That the trade is almost over. It's been a long trade. It's been going on for 4.5 hours now, and it might be time for you to step out. This trade here and the rising of the Dixie is a mechanical one, so you can watch it in other places. We can see that as the dollar drops, money is going into the indexes, and so the indexes have been rising too. Here's let's have a look at the ES. The ES has flattened out a little bit, but if we went down into the 5 minutes, we'll see that it's really had quite a good, let's have a look at the 2 minutes. It really had quite a good day out from the start, and it had quite a good time until it's really flattened out, and now we've got quite balanced around it. And that finished at about 12.40. I thought that'd run a little bit longer. So the current money still coming out of the Dixie is probably people buying back futures. Another trade which is usually has a similar one because of the denominator, but gold today isn't showing that. Let's see what copper do. Copper's got very thin trading today. It has got a similar sort of direction to the Aussie dollar, but that's much more to do just with the denominator. Anyway, I hope that that's helped you a little bit in how to use or how I would use these indicators to trade for. This isn't a scalp, this is an all-day trade, but with some leverage here, there's a couple of short periods there that you could have done some very good scalping. Anyway, you have a good week end to the week trading, and I'll put up another video trading currencies or FX tomorrow. Thank you very much.